Indie developers are continuing to request Microsoft drops its launch parity clause for releasing games on Xbox One, though the company is remaining non-committal regarding its future. Speaking to Edge, VP of Xbox Phil Harrison explained that the idea Xbox requirement, which means developers can only release their titles on Xbox One if they haven't already been released on other consoles, will continue to be analysed on a case-by-case basis. "I laughed," he said, when asked what he thought of Sony exec Adam Boyes calling Microsoft out on the policy, seen as Sony has no equivalent. Taking aside competitive positioning and all of that, the winners in all of this are game players. There are more games coming out for these platforms, there are more developers creating for these platforms, there are more fresh minds coming into our industry than any time in recent memory. And that's so important to the future of our industry. It's difficult to debate these kind of commercial relationships in a media interview, so you'll forgive me for not going into the details, he continued when asked whether there were plans to drop the scheme in future. What I would say is that everybody in our program, whether it's a developer or people on the platform side working with Chris Carler, Idea Xbox boss, is committed to making sure the best games are on Xbox One. That's our job, basically, if you boil it all down to the essence of what a game platform is to make sure that the biggest, best, most exciting, most creative games are on your platform, and we are working super hard to make that happen. Now, while a number of developers appreciate the reasoning behind Microsoft's policy, it tends to hurt small teams. Hyperlight Drifter creator Alex Preston explained, "Sony was great to us initially, so I don't think we're going to push the Xbox version before we do the Sony platform versions. The parity thing is a problem. It's not a good policy for Microsoft, and I definitely don't think it helps small developers. There's not really any reason to do it, and it's one of those old relic things. I think we'll see it disappear eventually." Now, since being announced at Gamescom last year, the Independent Developers at Xbox initiative has already garnered approval from a wide number of developers, all of whom have announced their intent to release games on Xbox One using the program. For more Xbox news, stay with IGN.